With the football season wrapping up this weekend, much of the local attention has shifted to the indoor winter sports, among them wrestling, one of the most physically and mentally demanding sports in which a high school athlete can participate. The season plays out in 6-minute increments, one-on-one, man against man, with individual successes possibly adding up to team successes. They begin laying the foundation for any future achievements in early season matchups like this one tonight. A mid-pen matchup, Big Spring at Cumberland Valley, next on High School Sports Live. Good evening, everybody, and early Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays to you. At Cumberland Valley High School tonight, John Repitz along with George Hartwick getting ready for our first live wrestling telecast of the season, brought to you by our premier sponsor, again this year, the Pennsylvania Housing Finance Agency. So thanks to those fine folks. George, Big Spring, Cumberland Valley, two schools steeped in wrestling tradition, aren't they?
I always joke Big Spring wrestling fans are like Steel High basketball fans. Extraordinarily knowledgeable and very passionate. Cumberland Valley, again, ranked second in the district, perennial powerhouse. We've got a big crowd. We've got a couple holes throughout the lineup tonight, but we're sure to see a couple of really good matchups. And talking to the coaches early, I think we're going to have a good matchup at 106, 126, 160, and 170. 106, pay attention to a name we've all heard, Cade Reichert. Cade is the younger brother of another Reichert that we'll see tonight. He was the only one to finish first in a early season tournament that was dynamite in the Lehigh Valley. We're again, wrestling season. Our sponsors are bringing it to you. No other place but Central Pennsylvania do we bring this kind of quality wrestling. Thanks to our sponsors, we're again able to bring it to you at home tonight with a Big Spring Cumberland Valley barn burner here tonight.
Okay, so folks, get ready, sit back and enjoy. As we always say, you're going to have the best seat in the house for this one. Big Spring at Cumberland Valley coming your way next on High School Sports Live, presented by PHFA.
It's better at Brenner.
The Brenner family of dealerships gives you better pricing, better customer service, better selection, and a better service department for the life of your vehicle. We'll show you how at Brenner Chrysler Jeep, Brenner Nissan, and Brenner Pre-Owned. The Brenner family of dealerships on the Carlisle Pike, Mechanicsburg, and on Paxton Street, Harrisburg. 24/7 at BrennerFamily.com.
It's better at Brenner.
Serving Central PA for over 94 years.
There's a place where kids really connect to learning. Commonwealth Connections Academy. It's a tuition-free, fully accredited online public school where students find devoted, enthusiastic teachers like never before. Commonwealth Connections Academy, the online public school.
Under a new state law, all electronics must be recycled.
Welcome to the Dauphin County Recycling Center, where recycling is quick, easy, and free.
You may recycle appliances or even cell phones.
We're open 6 days a week, and recycling is as easy as 1, 2, 3.
Contact our helpful staff at the Recycling Center or visit our website for more information.
Help us protect our planet, because tomorrow does matter.
At Giant, it's never been easier for you to shop smart. Discover low prices on the items you buy most. Save on thousands of items every week with new Red Bonus Buy savings. And with gas rewards, you save big at the pump. You'll love how your savings stack up. Only at Giant. Earn gas extra reward savings every time you shop and pump up your rewards even more with weekly bonus offers in-ad and in-store. Gas extra rewards go farther at Giant.
How about we cut some fat from the system? How about we lose the hot air and secondhand smoke? Let's give everyone a great choice of doctors and remember we're our own primary care providers. Let's build better plans and pick up some better habits along the way. It's time to be the change we want to see in healthcare and the change we want to see in ourselves. Let's do it all for health. Highmark, Blue Shield.
Hey guys, just in time.
When Julie wanted to provide some stability for her two boys, she reached out to the Pennsylvania Housing Finance Agency for her home loan. We're proud we could help Julie and her family. If you're looking for an affordable home loan or refinancing option, give us a call. We offer down payment and closing cost assistance too. Call us weekdays 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. or check our website. We're the Pennsylvania Housing Finance Agency. We help homeownership dreams come true.
That
Welcome back to Cumberland Valley. Sit back, folks. We got a good one for you tonight. Big Spring in the Eagles of CV. National anthem underway is complete. Fans setting back down into their seats, getting ready to start this one tonight.
Watching wrestling for the first time, pre-match routine involves captains being called out to the center. Tonight, home is usually green, but of course, with Cumberland Valley being red, they will be the red-colored armband tonight. Big Spring will be the green-colored armband. Looks like Brick Springs wins the toss, and they will select either the odd or even-numbered matches to have choice tonight.
So very important as far as trying to get the matchups that you want. It seems in most of the matches tonight, we know who the matchups are going to be, but there's going to be some where the coaching is going to come into play because they will have the decision, do I want to put this guy out there or that guy out there? And if you're the second one, you're at the advantage because you can decide who goes out last.
That's right.
Tonight we're going to start at 170 pounds tonight, folks. And this should be a pretty good one to get things started. For Big Spring, it's going to be Chance Rayhart. And he's going to be faced by Jake Shallis of Cumberland Valley.
Chance Rayhart on the mat for Big Spring. For Cumberland Valley, Jake Shallis.
Okay, that's the matchup we were expecting here.
And we are underway.
We should start out with one of the stronger matchups of the night. Chance Rayhart versus Jake Shallis. Many of you know the Shallis name, the Pin Master. Was from Clarion University, a multinational champion and an outstanding wrestler that still contributes his time and his talent and his wisdom here in central Pennsylvania.
Off the mat, so they come back out and we'll start again at neutral. And if you are new to the sport of wrestling, 14 weight classes, so 14 individual matches tonight. Each 6 minutes in length, 2 minutes for 3 periods. If you are leading at the end of that 6-minute regulation, you are the winner. Depending on how many points you win by or how you win, you earn points for your team. And at the end, we add up all 14, and whoever's on top is the team winner for that night.
Jake Shallis had a nice trap of one ankle, dropped to the other, scored an edge of the line takedown for the first 2 points of the match.
Referee Bob Gano saying, not quite there. Let's get lined up here properly.
He's telling him he needs to put his palm on the elbow. Palm needs to be on the elbow, chin in the center of the back, and the left arm needs to be covering the belly button. Shallis with a leg, picked out, nice by Rayhart. Rayhart escapes for one, takes a shot near the edge, trying to bring it in. Got to wrestle in here. Shallis trying to pull the foot out. He's got a wizard in. Again, you got to wrestle in. You got to wrestle in.
The one thing we touched on before we came on the air was the fact that no real major rule changes this year.
Yeah, it's usually there's tinkering that's done to the rules. You know, over the years, when I was official for about 22 years, you know, a lot of good rule changes, but some questionable. This year, I think the decision is that most are aligned well and not anything significant to bring to the viewing audience tonight.
And no changes as far as the weight classes are concerned either. So
that's correct.
I think the very first year we were on the air doing matches together, that was a big thing, that there was an adjustment as far as what some of the weight classes were, and that caused some concern during the season, but we've been stable for the last couple seasons now.
Nice roll through. Actually, Shallis was in a defensive position, dove underneath for a funk, rolled through, ended up in the offensive position, finished out the period with a takedown, now leads 4-1.
4-1 at the end of the first 2 minutes. Take a quick look at the replay on that.
Trap that far ankle, double leg, pulls him in. Once he has them both secured, referee Bob Gano appropriately awarding 2.
So head to the second 2-minute period. It's Jake Shallis of Cumberland Valley on top, 2-0 or 4-1. That is.
Chance Reinhardt decided to take the defensive position in the start of the second period. He had an escape early, but needs to get his head off the mat if he's going to want to obviously control risks. There you go, work to your base, cut in between, earns one.
1 point escape, so it's now 4-2. And again, just like on the first time, he took a shot.
That was a little sloppy
and
there.
It came back to cost him.
Yep. Stalemate. Come back to the center. Jake Shallis leading 6-2. Shallis still in control. Again, trying to trap the far wrist. Reinhardt was out for one, still not giving up control. He's trying to spin around and earns one neutral. Still within striking distance here. Now it's 6-3.
Just past the halfway point of this opening match at 170 pounds.
So we got 3 takedowns for Shallis, 3 escapes.
3 escapes. 2 for 1 trade-off every time. So
it's not the direction. It's not the direction you want to go in. Reinhardt really needs to get a takedown and has not looked bad. He's been able to move. The last shot was a little bit sloppy, but is attempting to move Shallis into the right position. Doesn't need to overextend. He needs to work from the inside tie. Again, we're early season. We know we got a couple of football players that are coming up next, so nothing like wrestling shape.
They were just on the football field on Saturday or last Saturday.
It's a big difference between playing football and coming out here and working through the first 2-minute period. I think you may see some blue faces early from the football players.
I wouldn't be so worried with the first 2 minutes. I'd be worried with the last 2 minutes.
it gets tough after 2. Reinhardt in on single, too close to the edge. Come back in the neutral position, 2 seconds remaining.
And that'll do it for period number 2. Still in a similar position. Here's another look at the.
There's actually an escape.
There it is, coming up.
That's a takedown there.
So we head to the final 2 minutes. Opening match of the night, 170. Jake Shallis of Cumberland Valley leading Chance Reinhardt of Big Spring by a score of 6-3.
This time caution on Reinhardt, stating he didn't have his right hand on the belly button. You can't slip it over too far to have a tight waist in, and you can't have it too far away from the belly button on the other side to loosen it up. And there you go, Shallis kicks both legs out like a mule and turns in for his first escape of the match, making it 7-3.
Could that be strategy coming into play where Reinhardt knows he's going to need to make up some points, so you kind of, not necessarily let him go on purpose, but not put up too much of a fight knowing you're going to have to make another move to come back and get some points?
Clearly going to do that, but there's an easier way to do it, which is called an optional start and let him go. Yep.
It never ceases to amaze me that it is brutally raw as this sport can seem, and how technical it can be at times.
It is, and the higher level of wrestling you get, the more fundamental it becomes.
Like just as you were mentioning earlier, when they're getting ready for the one restart, have to have the palm on the elbow.
Yep.
I mean,
palm on the elbow.
Can't you just have your hand? No, it has to be in a certain way.
That's correct.
If not, you can't go.
And there's so much, the reason why the rule is that way, there's so much of an advantage for you to cup an elbow and pull it in. So you have to have it in a neutral position so both guys are starting from a fair position.
Coming up to the 1 minute mark. Shallis still with a 7-3 lead.
Shallis content to stay there with a wizard. Reinhardt really needs to work too close to the edge or out of bounds. Both guys looking a little gassed. for those of you who have never wrestled, the idea of going 6 minutes in full physical exertion is something that you have to experience really. In the early season, these guys are still in great shape, but
they're not in wrestling shape.
They're not in wrestling shape. Again, Ray Hart in on a nice single leg, lets it go. Shalis content to move back. I wouldn't be surprised to see him called for stalling here soon. Continues to back away. You got to continue to force the action. 36 seconds left on the clock, still with a 7-3 lead.
So desperation time for Ray Hart?
Yes. And again, still gets in on a nice single. He now has to cut underneath, get his arm in between. He wants to keep him tight to the body. What he wants to do is to work to get that arm dug out and in between, so he's got him facing him with both arms. His head is stuck. Now he wants to roll towards. Again, just to roll through there. He wants to come underneath both arms. He needs to get that inside leg hooked to have an Oklahoma to be able to actually earn 2 there. With the time running down, it doesn't look like he's going to be able to do it.
So our first winner of the night is Jake Shalis of Cumberland Valley, 7-3 over Chance Ray Hart. You're watching High School Sports Live on ABC 27, presented by PHFA.
Wrestling for Big Spring, Cumberland Valley's Trent Cook.
Welcome back to Cumberland Valley. We've got now a matchup at 182 from Garrett Gordon from Big Springs versus a familiar name to many of you, Trent Cook, somebody who we know is also a guy who's played football and a guy who we know is a solid wrestler from Cumberland Valley here in a matchup of 182 pounders. Trent Cook in on the first takedown, working a one-on-one. Now in a breakdown position, coming out front, working a crossface. Trent Cook, no stranger to the match, a real strong kid. Actually looks in pretty good shape at this point in the season as well.
Season's off to a pretty good start. Cumberland Valley has a big kickoff tournament here to start the season. Cumberland Valley finished 5th in the team standings. Cook at 182 actually lost in the finals.
Yep. Trent Cook is somebody who we know will be competing at the highest level in our district tournament, and will probably end up, if all goes well and he stays on the track, I know he has aspirations to be at the Giant Center to compete at the state level here in March.
And by the luck of the draw tonight, we started at 170, so we get to see the big bodies come out early, don't we?
Yeah, completely different what we see. The idea is sort of like heavyweights in boxing. The higher you go, the more exciting it sort of is, or dull, yeah. But when things happen, they happen in a big way. Trent Cook now with double boots in over the top. Actually, he's got one leg in on the far side. You don't see that a lot from guys at the 182-pound level. Just controlling the action. Working a spiral ride right now. Takes him back down to the mat safely. Tight waist now earning near fall points.
Two points awarded there.
For those of you at home, again, you need the ability to tilt the wrestler within a 45-degree angle towards his back. When he gets into criteria, the referee begins to count. A 2 count will earn you 2 points. If you count 5, you get 3 points. And obviously a pin is earned when both of your scapula, the back of your back, are pinned to the mat for 2 full seconds.
And earlier we were kind of touching upon some of the rules depending on how many points you win by. If you win by pin, you get 16 points as we hit the end of the first period, with Cook on top of Gordon by a score of 4-0. If you lead by 15 points or more, the match is stopped as a technical foul. You get 5 points.
Correct.
8 points or more, 8 to 15, it's a major decision, so you get 4. And here's a quick look at one of the takedowns here. And of course, even if you're on top by just 1 point, from 1 to 8 to 1 to 7 points, you get a decision in 3 team points.
That's correct. Quick reversal by Trent Cook, now up 6-0. Just working out towards the front, keeping the pressure forward, working both sides, trying to work a half far side, now coming back with a crossface near side. Chance Rayhart trying to keep his face buried and away from that crossface that's being employed by Trent Cook. Again, bottom man has got to work his head off the mat, or else he could be called for stalling as well. Trent Cook, the offensive guy, needs to work himself out to the side and work to attempt to gain additional points. Bottom guy needs to get his head off the mat and work to get out and escape.
Whenever coaches are looking at potential matchups, do they kind of circle some matches and say, well, we might just get a decision here, or I'm expecting what they call the bonus points, getting 4, 5, or 6? You know, with the 6-1 score here, is Dave Heckert saying, okay, this is one that we really should be getting more than 3 points out of?
Yeah, I think you would expect a 5 or 6 point team points from Cumberland Valley here. And again, there we go, straight to his back, and they may actually get 6 right here. Nice pancake. He's got it tight. He's got to work. He cannot put his hands in the face. Now he's got him tight. He's working it again. We need 2 seconds down. He's now over to the top on both. Referee trying to work to get the angle of a vision there.
There it is, the pin, 36 seconds left. Trent Cook, winner by fall at 182 pounds. You're watching High School Sports Live on ABC 27, presented by PHFA.
At Giant, it's never been easier for you to shop smart. Discover low prices on the items you buy most. Save on thousands of items every week with new Red Bonus Buy savings. And with gas rewards, you save big at the pump. You'll love how your savings stack up. Only at Giant. Earn gas extra reward savings every time you shop, and pump up your rewards even more with weekly bonus offers in-ad and in-store. Gas extra rewards go farther at Giant.
Back at Cumberland Valley, the Eagles by fall there with Trent Cook at 182 pounds have now opened up a 9-0 lead over Big Spring. So now we move to the 195-pound match. And George, who do we have here at 195?
I believe we have Blake Barrick. And I'm trying to get who we got for Cumberland Valley. I think it is Christian Arrington, but we will see.
One of the difficult parts of wrestling, there's no numbers and no identifying marks on the uniforms.
Give me 1 second, I'll find out.
Just past the 1 minute mark here, first period of our third match of the night. Cumberland Valley on top by a score of 9-0 in the team standings.
I stand corrected. This is Austin Kupko and Christian Ruff.
Oh, okay.
Austin Kupko, one of those kids who just came off the football field.
Heck of a run by the Eagles this year.
Yep. Big 7 overtime victory.
I don't know where everybody out there watching tonight was, but I was on the sideline for that game, and it was every bit as exciting as you could possibly imagine.
With my kids going to CD, I can't say that I was rooting in that favor, but certainly was one heck of a game. We've got a locked hands here right now. Austin Kupko is locked hands, and again, the referee lets it go and continues to allow points to be earned. You cannot lock hands around the waist when you're on the mat in the offensive position. In this case, it's a technical or a penalty point technical violation on Kupko, which gives Christian Ruff, 1 point technical violation and 1 point escape, knotting it up at 2-2.
2-2 after the first period. Moving to the second 2 minutes, all tied at 2. Again, Cumberland Valley on top, 9-0.
Cupco chooses to defer. Ruff selects the defensive position to move into the second period.
George, what do teams get out of an early season match like this? You touched upon earlier about how Cumberland Valley's ranked second in the district. Big Spring doesn't have that big splashy, rating associated with them, right now. So what do the Eagles try to get out of a match like this, and what does Big Spring look to get out of?
Well, you find out from the Eagles right now what Austin Cupco has coming from the football field. Get him in some sort of shape. From Big Spring's perspective, you're going up against a matchup of kids that have some real talent. You get to see where you match up from a divisional opponent perspective, and you get to see which kids you have and you can count on for solid points throughout your lineup. So this is a real measuring stick early on. Anytime you get a chance to wrestle Cumberland Valley in their gym and you see somebody perform, you know that you've got somebody that you can go to throughout the season. You've got Ruff in on a single, now onto a double, earning 2 points after the escape, making the match 5-2. And again, for those of you watching football shape, it's again, it's difficult. Midway through that second period, you begin to lose some of that energy and start asking for a little bit of wind.
You can't look up at the coach and say, "Coach, take a timeout," can you?
No timeouts. Only timeouts permissible for injury timeout. You get one if you're injured. The second one gives the other guy position. The third injury timeout, you lose the match. Christian Ruff still in control here.
We're actually starting to get a little buzz in the crowd for the first time here tonight. Coming to the end of period number 2. A good one for Christian Ruff of Big Spring in that one.
Double leg, keeps driving through, takes both legs, and then tries to work him directly towards his back, does Christian Ruff.
So a good second period by Ruff. He outscored his opponent 3-0 in that period, so he's going to take a 5-2 advantage to the final 2 minutes. At 220 pounds, our third match of the night.
And again, no real pop from the bottom from Austin Cupco. He's obviously basing out here. From the bottom position, you really need to work to get out. Him being down 3 points, he needs an escape and a takedown. Really, Christian Ruff now trying to lock up a far side cradle. Looks like he may have his hands locked there. He does. Now unlocks them. Now works towards a near side cradle. He's way over the top. Not a great position for either guy.
Cupco tried to get to his feet, forcefully put back down to his knees.
Now gets arm between the body, does Cupco. He earns himself a neutral position. He's still saying that he's in control, and he is. He maintains control. Referee Bob Gano never gave the escape. So Christian Ruff still now with a cradle. Once the scapula are out of bounds, they need to be inbounds to count. so that he needs to drag him back in bounds if he wants any back points or the opportunity for a fall here 20 seconds to go. He needs to drag him and his shoulders into the white area of the mat, and he's unable to do so. Still Christian Ruff in control with about 5 seconds remaining. Trying to punch his arm through. Oh, man.
Falls off the mat.
All those supporting points were in, and Ruff was working him back towards his back, and Bob Gano called him out. You got to look at the supporting points that were in. I think he called him out while points were in. Fans a little bit upset.
So 3 seconds to go. And put this one in the books. 5-2 winner for Big Spring. You're watching High School Sports Live on ABC 27, presented by PHFA.
Ruff Tractor and Equipment is PA's full-line equipment dealer representing Case Construction along with other leading manufacturers. Serving the total sales, rental parts, and service needs of its customers. Ruff Tractor paves the way for your project from start to finish, featuring the latest parts and equipment from Case Construction and more. Ruff also offers 24/7 job site support. Ruff Tractor is your #1 source for everything under construction.
Back at Cumberland Valley, we're getting ready for our 4th match of the night. Big Spring at Cumberland Valley here. And after the first 3, it's Cumberland Valley on top by a score of 9-3. And we are awarding a forfeit at
Blake Barrick awarded a forfeit at 195. Opting now.
The winner by forfeit was Blake Barrick at 220. We're now going to wrestle at 285. Hunter Adams.
Hunter Adams at 285 Big Spring versus Jake Black.
Jake Black. Adams and Black, 285.
We got Hunter Adams weighing in tonight at a 283.5 pounds. Got Jake Black at about 221. Giving up about 60 pounds here at the 285-pound limit.
So with that forfeit at 220, that's another 6 points.
9-9.
So we are now tied at 9-9 on the team scoreboard.
Talked about a little bit earlier from the big guys. They may not have a whole lot of action. They can sometimes dance around there, but usually when they get to the mat, there's some excitement and splash that happens right as that occurs. The smaller guy, Jake Black, experienced heavyweight. One of the things you don't want to do as a heavyweight is try to get caught underneath of somebody that's carrying about 60 pounds on you. If you're going to do anything to attack the legs, you got to sweep them and don't stay underneath.
What kind of mental approach do you have to take when you're the smaller guy like that and you are giving away so much weight?
Well, you got to think about being quicker. You got to figure out how you can stay out from underneath the guy. And in this case, it looks like a headlock was trying to be employed by Hunter Adams. Jake Black was clearly able to fend it off. But again, you know, when you give up that much weight, you got to be careful. You can't be underneath the guy. It's very difficult. It takes a lot of energy to try to push that additional 60 pounds off you. When you're underneath, a guy can put all his weight on you, keep your head down and spin around. And there you go, just as we said it. Break down to the mat, and a fall for Jake Black.
Cumberland Valley, first period fall over Hunter Adams at 285. You're watching High School Sports Live on ABC 27, presented by PHFA.
High School Sports Live basketball rivalries feature Hershey's 6'10" Villanova-bound Dylan Painter versus the high-flying McDevitt Crusaders. Harrisburg has reloaded and will battle Carlisle with Deshaun Millington and company. Steel High versus Trinity featuring 6'11" Sean Good. Cedar Cliff versus Redland in the Battle of the West Shore. Kelly Jaycott and the state champion Cumberland Valley Lady Eagles take on Chambersburg.
Now we move to 106 pounds.
Yeah, we're expecting a good matchup here at 106 pounds. Hunter Gregoris versus Cade Reichert. Cade Reichert, again, an early season winner, and right now undefeated. Freshman at 106 pounds, the younger brother of Cal Reichert. And just as I say it, he's now still scraping for a leg and trying to funk him underneath. Hanging on, he found himself in a bad position, but was able to hang on to a leg. Now switches lower, trying to make it around the corner. Switches to a double, and again, now we got Hunter Gregoris coming, scooping underneath. This is really good wrestling and a whole lot of different type of action that you saw at heavyweight. I should say at 285.
Yeah, heavyweight's an old-fashioned term. You're showing your age there.
Early on, we were talking about the matchups of the evening. Both gentlemen here, Hunter Gregoris and Cade Reichert, both freshmen, had been highlighted as one of the top matches of the night, and so far is proving to be such. Hunter Gregoris now with a 2-point advantage with the first takedown of the match.
Again, being early in this season, both of these wrestlers have had some good success so far. Last weekend's Carlisle Invitational, Hunter Gregoris got to the finals before losing. His Big Spring won the team title at the Carlisle Invitational, and at the Cumberland Valley kickoff the first weekend of the season, it was Cade Reichert, the only Eagle to win one of the 14 weight classes there. He came in first at 106 as the Eagles came in 5th in the team standings. 2-1, closing seconds, opening period at 106 pounds.
Yeah, you're looking at two of the top guys here at 106, and I'll tell you, Hunter Gregoris coming right out again, showing his confidence he has from the neutral position, earning another takedown, taking a 4-1 lead at the end of the first period.
Let's take another quick look at this one.
Great scoop in, take it high, cross leg trip, 2.
Just like you draw it up. So Gregoris, a big spring, starting on the top position. As we start the second period, he has a 4-1 lead, but his team trails on the big board 15-9.
So far, Hunter Gregoris looking good from the top position as well. Able to stop the first move. Now he's able to get a leg in. Keeping pressure forward. Continuing to keep pressure forward. Cade Reichert to his feet. Must return him to the mat. Cade Reichert now gets arm between the body, spins for 1, neutral. Reichert attempting a shot. Now attempted a lateral drop. Was able to sneak out underneath. Almost got caught there. Way to keep it rolling through. Nothing earned there, nothing earned, still 4-2. Out of bounds. This is a good matchup. Tell you, Hunter Gregoris looks really confident on his feet. Continues to try to get underneath. Now Cade Reichert has a really good front headlock on. Keeping his head tucked in, searching for that far leg or that near leg. Continuing to try to spin. Now he's got it hooked. Now continues to work around. That was hard work that earned that 2 right there. Gano giving him 2, saying he's earned control. We hear some disapproval from the Big Springs knowledgeable fan base.
And chances are, if he didn't give him, you'd hear it from the other side, wouldn't you?
Yep. Yep. Again, judgment call there.
Good match so far, 106 pounds, 4-4 after 2 periods. This one's still in doubt as we head to the final 2 minutes.
Final period, his choice goes to Hunter Gregoris, chooses the defensive position. Cade Reichert trapping the near arm, trying to maintain control. Far wrist. Now he's looking for a cross wrist tilt. Unable to do it. Again, hand battles underneath are so important in this position, offensive, defensive position. Hand control throughout wrestling is critically important. You see they're battling underneath, trying to grab wrist, stay in hand control. Hunter Gregoris now to his feet, attempting a switch. No points earned, stays in the defensive position.
1:16 left.
And Cade Reichert trapping that far arm at this point, trying to lock the wrist underneath. Crawling his fingers up, getting them free. Now he got to get his head off the mat, does Gregoris. Cade Reichert doing a great job of keeping pressure forward. Now traps the wrist again, cross wrist tilt. Cross wrist tilt. He got a 1 count, not a 2 count. No points earned.
Coming up on 30 seconds.
Still
tied at 4.
Cade Reichert really looks good from the top position. He's grinding him, keeping that pressure forward. Now tight waist, trap the wrist again. I would suspect to see another attempt at a cross wrist tilt here before the end of this period. He's unable to do it and trap the arm there. Now he's got it underneath again. Now he's going to trap it. Now he's going to go. Here it is. Nope. He's out of bounds. Looks like we'll have our first overtime match of the season.
So as we said about the technicalities coming into play, we are tied at 4, and now we start to get into the technical end of it where we're going to go to an overtime.
1 minute overtime. First takedown will win. First takedown will win the match in the 1 minute overtime. Again, the excitement we predicted in this match is being borne out by the wrestlers. Cade Reichert doing a good job of fending off a spin early on. Now comes on the attack. Inside tie he's working. .33 seconds left.
Crowd really getting into this one.
It's a good match.
Not many points scored, but
technically a good match.
Technically a good match.
Yep.
Both guys really going at it.
Reichert needs to be careful. He leaves his leg hanging. Now he's trying to trap the inside arm. He's got to get it with his left arm. If you see the play of the wrist on the other side, he's got to come underneath that arm, swing him by, trap the leg. Now he's got to be careful. He's now got the arm in between the body.
10 seconds. There it is.
There it is. He's out of criteria there. Match should be over. It's a hard-fought and hard-earned winner by Hunter Gregoris.
Hunter Gregoris, an overtime win, 6'4" at 106 pounds. You're watching High School Sports Live on ABC 27, presented by PHFA.
Right now at Pizza Hut, you can get any 2 medium pizzas for $6.99 each. Choose any crust, any sauce, any toppings. So go for it, America. Get any toppings, any crust flavor, anything you want on any 2 medium pizzas for just $6.99 each. Only at Pizza Hut.
13 pounds, winner by forfeit.
106 pounds. Hunter Gregoris was the winner in overtime. Now we have 2 forfeits coming up here at 113 and 120. So that is going to substantially change the team scoring. Gregoris' win at 106 made it 15-12, but now 2 6-point forfeits
Moved by forfeit at 120 was Cumberland's Troy Nation.
So now we're going to our 126-pound match.
126 pounds, Josh Paisley, Big Spring. Parker Hillard, Cumberland Valley.
It's another one of our matchups that we were talking about.
Josh Paisley of Big Spring.
Parker Hillard from Cumberland Valley.
Hillard from Cumberland Valley.
Paisley on a nice dump early. He's got it trapped. Hillard trying to grab to the crotch. Paisley still coming back around. He again needs to get that arm between the body. Now he's earned two. Josh Paisley up 2-0 early over Parker Hillard. And again, one of our targeted matches that we believe is going to be another very, very evenly matched contest.
Under a minute to go, first period, 126. Again, if you weren't following what was taking place right there, the win by Hunter Gregoris at 106 made it 15-12. But Big Spring then forfeited the next two matches at 113 and 120. So that's 12 more points, two 6-point victories for Cumberland Valley. So that's why you notice the big jump in the score. It's now 27-12 in favor of CV.
Josh,
so under 30 seconds in period one here at 126.
Josh Paisley now with a wrist trapped underneath. Unable to work it to a near fall position. Referee Bob Gano calling a stalemate. It was Coach Nate Gutshaw, Big Spring coach. Has to be pleased with his last two performers, with the exception of the forfeit there. Big win at 106 and another toss-up match. Josh Paisley now in the lead 2-0 with 3 seconds remaining in the first period.
George, going back to the two forfeits we had as we take another look here at one of the moves from this one. Coaches, I guess, obviously don't like to forfeit, but is it sometimes strategy, or is it just maybe they didn't have anybody available to wrestle at that particular weight?
Well, based upon the weigh-in sheet from tonight, there was no individual wrestler that would weigh in for Big Springs at the 113 and 120-pound weight class. So that appears to be an area where they are going to be hurt with 12 points at least until they're able to fill that part of the lineup. So there are no options down low. Obviously, Hunter Gregoris is a tough, top-rated kid. Trying to be able to identify kids that can meet that weight classification is going to be a challenge for the coach.
Again, the wrestlers do weigh in before the match. So Gregoris weighed in at 105, and then Paisley was the next heaviest wrestler to weigh in for Big Spring at 124. So
Yep.
you just said there was nobody eligible at 113 or 120.
That's correct. And anytime you wrestle at Cumberland Valley, you can't give up 12 points. At the very least, you've got to figure out a way to minimize the bonus points, and those forfeits are going to be a challenge for Coach Nate Gutshaw and Big Spring as the season moves forward.
But does that also come into play? I mean, I guess certain coaches have different priorities. Is it that the regular season dual match record that's important, or is it to get wrestlers ready to participate in the districts and possible individual matches later on in the season?
I think you try to do both, and depending upon the team you have, really is geared in that direction. This is really an individual sport, but there is a team component to it, and the dual meet is where the time and the strategy comes in, really to attempt to try to be both individual and team oriented. So in this case, you'd want to see, from Nate Gutshaw's perspective, these toss-up matches we talked about at 106, 126, 138, and 160, you want to see your guys go out there and perform well. I don't think you have an expectation you will win the match. So those weights will determine, I believe, how you feel the success of the evening is went.
So game still rolling along here at 126. Nothing's changed on the scoreboard. It's still Josh Paisley of Big Spring with a 2-0 lead over Parker Hillard of Cumberland Valley.
Traps the head. He's able to continue to hold on to that head. Needs to cut the arm between the body. Now he's looking for Peterson. He's got the arm trapped. Got too far. No longer has the arm. He needs to either come out the back door, or this is going to end up in a stalemate.
Tell you, George, one thing I've learned from listening to you over the last couple of years, whenever you say gets the arm between the body, that tells me better watch because something's about to happen.
Well, in any situation, especially from the defensive position, you need to create space. The top guy wants to continue to force you forward, force your head to the mat so he's able to control wrist and to control your head and weight. The bottom guy is looking to create space and get between the body to be able to face the other wrestler. And again, see the arm still trapped. He was unable to get the arm to clear out between the body. Was almost around, but not completely around.
So we are still with a 2-0 score. Paisley over Hillard. So go to the final 2 minutes at 126.
Hillard, really good utilization of the leg underneath, was able to straighten him out, spin him flat on the mat, and able to come back around on top to earn 2, knotting it up at 2-2. See, he's trying to scoot his hips away. He's trying to scoot his hips away. Now he's trying to either grab a head or get his arms in between. Hillard's able to get legs in, but he's way too high. And again, he's trying to create space, and you see him digging that arm underneath. He's too high. He's going to either try to trap his head here or try to scoot him out over top and come out the back. He's got to shake him off the top and come out the back. He's losing position. He keeps working himself out the back. Keeps working himself out the back. He can pop his head out. He's going to earn 2 before he gets out of bounds here. If he can continue to work his head out, he's got to watch. He's got a hold of his chin strap, works his head out. 2-point reversal.
Great camera work, guys. You can just see that one developing, and you can see it coming. And we are going to have our first injury timeout of the night. Here's a quick look one more time.
Continues to scoot until he gets his head popped out. Getting 2 for the reversal right before they go out of bounds. And I saw Parker Hillard has been grabbing his calves. When you got to lose weight early in the season, there is a weight allotment that you have to maintain, but you know, you're sucking yourself down, you lack water. Sometimes at the weights that are really sucking, you see those kind of cramps. And from the very beginning of the opening whistle, Parker Hillard's grabbing his calves, trying to loosen up.
Right, you see that a lot, you know, in early season football games too, because the guys don't have enough fluid in them, then they cramp up. Same thing here, where guys have to lose weight, they're not consuming those fluids, so consequently, they're more likely to cramp.
So, sometimes when you're really down to that weight and you can't cut down too far, the weight changes that they've made in current day wrestling has really been great for the health of kids in the sport. But hell, you could drink a glass of water and put on 8 ounces in a weigh-in, depending upon how dehydrated you may have to be to get to your weight.
Okay, so 30 seconds to go. It's Paisley on top now, 4-2. He's going to attempt to try to ride this one out and inch the Bulldogs a little bit closer.
Paisley called there for his first stalling warning. 17 seconds to go. The second stalling warning would result in a point, in this case for the defensive wrestler Parker Hillard. You get a warning, and then your second call results in a point for the opposing wrestler. Paisley content now with riding this out. Tight waist, keeping the pressure forward. Time winning down.
Josh Paisley, Big Spring, 4-2 winner at 126 pounds. You're watching High School Sports Live on ABC 27, presented by PHFA.
The Brenner family of dealerships gives you better pricing, better customer service, better selection, and a better service department for the life of your vehicle. We'll show you how at Brenner Chrysler Jeep, Brenner Nissan, and Brenner Pre-Owned. The Brenner family of dealerships on the Carlisle Pike, Mechanicsburg, and on Paxton Street, Harrisburg. 24/7 at BrennerFamily.com. Serving Central PA for over 94 years.
Back at Cumberland Valley High School, the Eagles hosting Big Spring tonight. The win by Josh Paisley at 126 inched the Bulldogs a little bit closer. It's now 27-15. Now we move to 132 pounds.
We've got Taylor Farling from the Cumberland Valley Eagles. I'm sorry, but from the Big Spring Bulldogs, and Wyatt Long from the Cumberland Valley Eagles.
Wyatt Long, a name if you've watched high school sports live here with our live wrestling coverage in years past, recognize this name.
Yep.
He's been on the mat many times for the Eagles. 132. Again, off to a pretty good start this year. Got to the semifinals of the Cumberland Valley kickoff before he finally lost. I think this is technically CV's first duel of the season.
Okay.
Of course, Mid-Penn wrestling aficionados will realize that Cumberland Valley is one of the favorites in the Commonwealth Division this year, while Big Spring, one of the favorites in the Colonial Division this year.
Wyatt Long, able to push head one way, spin around the other way, earning the first 2-point takedown of the match. Now again, attempting to keep the pressure forward. Working wrists. Farling doing a good job of not letting him get underneath. Again, he needs to move though. He's keeping his head up, but he needs to get to his feet. Brought back down. When you get to your feet, it's really important to work those hands and try to get your body away.
That's going to do it for first period at 132. It's Wyatt Long of Cumberland Valley, a 2-0 lead as we take another look at that move that got the 2 points for
spin
Mr.
the other
Long.
way.
Stay tuned, folks. 4 matches to go after this, and then in our post-match, we are going to have the wrestler of the match presented by the Brenner family of dealerships, and then also our move of the match presented by the Capital Region Insurance Agency. So we've already put our heads together and have a couple of ideas as to who those awards might be going to tonight. But of course, anything can still happen with 4 matches to go when this one makes 5.
Caution on Wyatt Long. Again, not on the elbow. Starting position. Good first move by Taylor Farling. However, was unable to put 1 or 2 or 3 moves together in order to be able to escape. Still finds himself in the defensive position. Wyatt Long really not working a whole lot here. Wouldn't be surprised with the kind of ride and how he's parallel there to see him called for stalling here soon. Again, 30 seconds and no attempts to even get out to the side or perpendicular to the other wrestler. Remember, the goal that you have from the top position is really to earn points and try to turn the guy into a near fall position. You need to continue to work the side. You cannot stay parallel. There we go, just as I say it. A nice lift and,
he heard you,
and
George.
turn.
He heard you.
Wyatt Long now earning near fall points. 3 of them. It's one way to do it.
It's now a 5-0 advantage. From the official's perspective, you're mentioning about potential stalling. Is it something that they look for, or does the official just notice it when it happens?
Yeah, I think it's probably stalling is always one of the most controversial calls. It's really a judgment call, and I think, you know, if more officials would call it consistently, it would really force the wrestler's action. The idea of what you need to look for from the bottom position, guys have to have their heads off their mat. They have to be working hands, working to get out. Top guys need to be working to the side and working for a turn. If they're not doing it, there's a warning. You know, you gotta continue to promote the action, and if you're not going to do that, a wrestler who has the lead would be content with staying in exactly that position.
Also, is the official aware of the score of a match as it goes along?
I think that's irrelevant. The action should be called as it is being played out. And again, if you watch him for this period ride a sort of a spiral ride here, not really getting out to the side in any way, riding parallel, you'd have to say, you know, you got to move to the sides, you got to move towards a turn. If you're not going to be moving towards a turn, you can't lay on the guy for a period. See, as I say it, referee Bob Gano calls him appropriately for stalling.
Because here at Cumberland Valley, they have the old fashioned flip cards with the scores at the scores table, and every time they line up for a restart like this, it's right in the official's line of sight. So the 1 point is awarded, making the score now 5-1. 14 seconds to go, second period. That'll do it for the second period.
And that's exactly why you want to try to call the stalling. It's nice, lifting up near leg, cutting across, turning him to his back, catching him right there, allowing for the shoulders to be exposed for 5 seconds, earning 3 points near fall.
So third period underway. Starts with an escape by Wyatt Long, so that's now 6-1.
A lot of feeling around here, not a whole lot of offense. There you go, controlling the head by Wyatt Long. Really good example of how you control the head, put it to the mat. You control the head, you control the body. Put his face in the mat and spun around quickly to earn another 2 out to an 8-1 lead, now looking for a major decision.
So he lets him away. Let's make it 8-2. Now he goes back on the attack.
Great double leg. Way to drive through. That was really a strong double leg. Unfortunately out of bounds, but Wyatt Long now going on the offense, trying to earn at least 4 points for the Cumberland Valley Eagles.
That was pretty much textbook. Lets him go, makes the quick attack, and nearly had it had he not been out of bounds. Under a minute to go now, 132, 8-2, Wyatt Long getting Taylor Farling.
Farling not really doing anything. There he goes. As soon as I said he gets a half attempt. Now another double leg. Wyatt Long traps them both.
Another 2 points on the takedown. That gives him that 8-point advantage. Under 30 seconds now.
He just has to be careful. He's been warned for stalling once. He still has got to work through this period. He does have a major decision here.
Wyatt Long gets our first major decision of the night. Put it in the books for Cumberland Valley as they stretch their lead over Big Spring. You're watching High School Sports Live on ABC 27, presented by PHFA.
Karen has 459 friends, but none of them made sure she got home okay. None of them suggested she skip the next drink, try a glass of water, or maybe just call it a night. Karen has 459 friends, but tonight, what she really needed was one good one.
This is going to be one of the better matches of the night, folks. 138 pounds. William Caldice of Cumberland Valley taking on Tucker Brew of Big Spring.
Yeah, Caldice, I believe last year was a 113-pounder, if I remember. I think he wrestled a portion of the year at 120 and then 113. Really has bumped up, talking to his dad a little bit early, up to 138 pounds. Had a real successful offseason. I asked him if he's carrying that additional weight well and is able to compete from a strength perspective. And Dad said, yeah, he's been able to really carry it well. A lot of times when a kid moves from a real small weight to a middleweight, 138 is a tough weight class. You know, it becomes much more challenging in a different style, and you have to exert both strength and speed and technique. So Caldice now moving up, looking like he is now going to be a middleweight, no longer a lightweight. You can't fend off Mother Nature and genetics. Caldice now in on a single leg. Looks like we'll end up in a stalemate here.
Tucker Brew of Big Spring, one of the more impressive wrestlers so far in the early season. Last Saturday at the Carlisle Invitational, won the 138-pound weight class when he knocked off Garrett Kiner of Chambersburg, who was a sectional champion last year. 3-2 score in that match.
Yeah, we talked about pre-match, the matchups. So far, the two early matchups have went Big Spring's way. They won the toss-up matches at 106 and 126. Now at 138, we'll see in a matchup of two wrestlers, no stranger to quality wrestling, both solid wrestlers. Again, these are the Big Springs matchups that they're looking to determine success on.
Back to the middle for a restart, still scoreless. Coming up on 30 seconds to go, first period. Shot of some of the people in the crowd here tonight. Rather subdued crowd. We have had some moments, though. They have gotten it going.
Out of bounds, still 0-0. 10 seconds remaining in the first period. Both guys respecting the other guy. Content to let it go.
First 2 minutes going to go into the books. A whole lot of dancing, but not much substance. So we're going to go to the second period, still scoreless at 138. And stay tuned for our Wrestler of the Match presented by the Brenner family of dealerships, and our Move of the Match presented by Capital Region Insurance Agency coming up after competition ends here this evening. Again, on the team score, Cumberland Valley leading Big Spring 31-15.
Bill Caldice selects the defensive position to start the second period. Nice little Granby roll. Now gets trapped underneath. Leg, power half. Able to fend it off. Now cross face, working the far side. Trying to run the face to the knee. Again, far side cradle attempt. Gets over a little bit too high. Now Chaldee's able to create a little space. Tucker Bro moving down to the leg. Bro now scooping up the other foot. He's maintaining control. Right back in with a leg in. Working the power half again.
.30 seconds, still scoreless. Coming to the end of round number 2.
Tell you, Bro is working legs tough. He's spinning in and out of them, attempting to work that power half again. That takes a lot out of the bottom wrestler. And again, you just can't throw it, you got to use it. Now he's attempting to put him to his back. Chaldee's getting a little space. Coming down, now trying to duck underneath. Earns 2, and almost 2 near fall there at the end of the period. Only 2 reversal, but way to work through the end of the period.
Here's another quick look at that one.
And again, caught underneath, sits through, traps the far shoulder, and a couple more seconds there, he would have earned near fall points.
But that was a case of beat the clock. He just barely completed that move before the buzzer went to end the second period. So it's going to be Will Chaldees of Cumberland Valley taking a 2-0 lead over Tucker Brew as we head to period number 3.
Chaldees needs to return him to the mat. Out of bounds. Chaldees with a caution. Can't go before the whistle. Got to be careful here, having a 2-0 lead. Wants to give up 1, not 2 here from the offensive position. Bottom guy looking for a reversal.
We had a tight shot of referee Bob Gano there. He seems to be doing a lot of talking to the wrestlers tonight. Is that common?
Hey, you can obviously communicate with the wrestlers, talking about set position, stay set. Communication with the wrestlers are good. You just can't in any way coach them in any way out there. So communicating effectively your expectations and what you're asking for is never a bad thing. And again, Chaldees just really hanging on here. Not attempting to do much, just trying to ride out some time. I'm sure would be content to take him out of bounds. Needs to bring him back down to the mat, and again, close to the out of bounds line. Really needs to do more here. You know, when you hear that from me, you may see a stall call sometime soon.
You hear that, Mr. Referee? George is saying get ready.
And let me
Get
tell
ready
you,
to make the stall.
For all my fellow officials and folks watching, they cannot hear me out on the mat. And again, Chaldees just hanging there, content with trying to just to ride, not really moving to the side, not really doing a whole lot.
Is it just being content, or is it almost just like trying to be ready to counter any move that the other wrestler makes?
From the offensive position, you have a responsibility to really try to work towards a turn. You got to, you got to control him, work to the side, and work towards a turn. You can't continue to let him get to his feet and push him out of bounds. You've got to really control him, move him down, and your goal is to earn near fall points from the top position. If you're not really doing that, if you're dug in deep like that, you're not promoting the action, and you're stalling. He'd be content with staying there for another minute.
Only 37 seconds
which really
left.
puts the defensive wrestler at a disadvantage. And again, no real attempts to do anything. Tight waist. Tight waist. You just can't ride the guy the entire period. Now he's riding him out of bounds. And again, he's done 0.
Just under 20 seconds to go.
He's now let him ride him for 1 minute 40 seconds. I didn't see one attempt to really earn near fall points.
We thought this was going to be one of the better matches of the night from the technical perspective.
And again, if you're not calling stalling, you're going to have that.
You're almost promoting or saying it's okay to keep doing what you're doing.
Yep.
Good shot of the Boiling Springs bench there, Coach Nate Gutschall.
And again, just hanging on the ankle. No real attempts to make a move, laying down on the legs. I mean, that's a clear stall. Referee Bob Gano called it there, but it may be too little too late.
With just 9 seconds left. So it's going to make it a 2-1. Or is that just the warning?
That's just a warning.
That was the first. That was just the warning.
Yep. Right back down on the ankles.
Now they bounce around to run out the clock. So Will Caldice of Cumberland Valley, a 2-0 win over Tucker Brew of Big Spring. You're watching High School Sports Live on ABC 27, presented by PHFA.
Hey guys, just in time.
When Julie wanted to provide some stability for her 2 boys, she reached out to the Pennsylvania Housing Finance Agency for her home loan. We're proud we could help Julie and her family. If you're looking for an affordable home loan or refinancing option, give us a call. We offer down payment and closing cost assistance too. Call us weekdays 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. or check our website. We're the Pennsylvania Housing Finance Agency. We help home ownership dreams come true.
We move to 145 pounds now. Cumberland Valley on top of Big Spring 34-15. At 145, it's going to be Ryan Adams of Big Spring. He is being challenged tonight by Cole McCoy of Cumberland Valley.
Cole McCoy, another guy coming off the football field. Nice double leg. Did not secure it. Now he did. 2-point takedown. Cole McCoy.
Boy, 2-0.
Get him off the headgear. Get him off the headgear. Referee really should be standing out in front. Can't grip the other guy's headgear to gain an advantage.
Be like the equivalent of a face mask in football, wouldn't it?
It is. Great job putting 2 things together there for Ryan Adams. I like Cole McCoy. He's quick.
Showing a lot of quickness here in the first period. Let's see if he still has it in period number 3.
Yeah. He actually looks in pretty good shape. Not too gash, using his head, pressing forward. Now he's got the cross wrist, out of bounds. You can always tell the first back to the mat, to the center of the mat, and he's back there quickly.
Does that give you a psychological advantage? I mean, does that wear the other guy down, thinking, hey, he's always getting back there first. He's ready to go before I am.
Absolutely. And the idea that you are ready, you're waiting on you. You know, a lot of times if a guy refuses to come back quickly, you can even call him for stalling. You know, you want to walk around the mat and not get directly back to the center. As an official, I used to always say, back to the center of the mat, back to the center of the mat. And you could tell the guys who were gassed.
It was Cole McCoy of Cumberland Valley with a 4-1 lead. Here's another quick look.
Nice takedown.
Adams starts on the up position as we get underway with period number 2.
Like McCoy from the neutral position. Now we'll see what he gets when they shoot on the leg. Nice sprawl. Cross face. Got to get his leg free. Spin around. There you go. 2 points.
7-1 now.
McCoy looks solid from his feet. Now scoop back. He uses his knees, body, hips, always on his toes, pressing forward. Keeps himself in real good position. Now had a nice half, swung him, almost in through. Now he's trying to trap the leg. Not quite in deep enough, but still promoting the action. Keeping that pressure forward. Working hands underneath. You know the defensive wrestler, when his ear's on the mat and his face is on the mat, the other guy's really putting the pressure in the way that you need to. Bottom guy has got to work hands from underneath, work his head off the mat, try to create some space and get up off the mat.
And that's another thing I learned from you over the years is when your head's on the mat, you're not going to score any points.
Not going to score, ever. So you know as a top guy, the more times you got the guy's face to the mat, the more you know you're controlling the positioning.
Second period, 1:45 coming to an end here. Solid performance by Cole McCoy of Cumberland Valley. He's opened up a 7-1 lead over Ryan Adams at Big Spring.
Nice spin around. Again, McCoy really looking solid here from all 3 positions. Top, neutral, and the defensive position. Shows no weakness so far in this matchup tonight, leading 7-1 going into the 3rd period. Again, from the top position, great job by Adams trying to get up and face him. McCoy just allowed him to come through and kept that weight forward and pushed him right back down on the mat. And again, unlike the last match where you saw a lot of hanging back, hanging on legs, you see McCoy working wrists, working halves, trying to get out to the side. And now decided to give up one and go back to the takedown routine.
It's worked so far. 5-2 advantage.
Stays
7-2, excuse me.
Stays on the offensive. Nice takedown. That was an indication where he faked towards the right leg, went back towards the left. Colt reacted and really set up the far leg takedown in a nice way. That was a good move.
So now we're going to make the 2-for-1 trade. Adams with the takedown, and he gives up the escape, so it's now 8-4. 45 seconds to go. And I think we're going to have our first blood time out of the night. We talked about injury timeouts before, but there's a separate ruling for blood, isn't there?
There is. Yep, blood time is taken every time there is blood present. Obviously, there's no interest in communicating any issues that can come from blood to blood on the mat. They want to, first of all, there's 5 minutes total of blood time. And what happens is the wrestler who is bleeding gets placed on the blood time until the blood is stopped. Once the blood is stopped and administered to, they cut the clock, they clean them up, and they send them back out in the middle. Again, cumulative amount of time is 5 minutes. You can take as many blood times as you need, or as presents itself. It's not a situation where somebody can ask for blood time. Either it's present or it's not. No penalties for how many times it may bleed. But again, if you run out of time, run out of those 5 minutes, you end up losing the match and are disqualified.
And who makes the determination as to when it stops? Is it the trainer?
It's the official.
Or the official does?
The trainer will tell the official to come over, but they are the ones that make the determination to stop the clock if it's administered to appropriately and stopped.
Okay. Another shot of some faces in the crowd here tonight. We are ready to get back underway with 40 seconds left. 1:45. Cole McCoy with an 8-4 lead.
He was really pressing for a major there. That takedown thwarted his momentum. And again, the same type of head shake there did not work the same way. McCoy, fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, he was not fooled.
18 seconds, time to cut him and go. Well, I guess I can't cut him loose and go get him again. Not quite enough.
Nothing to lose,
You'd have to
though.
do that twice.
But nothing to lose.
Right.
I'd have told him to cut him.
At least work on it, because you might need to make a move like that sometime in the future.
Yep.
So good match at 1:45. Cole McCoy the winner over Ryan Adams of Big Spring. You're watching High School Sports Live on ABC 27, presented by PHFA.
Under a new state law, all electronics must be recycled.
Welcome to the Dauphin County Recycling Center, where recycling is quick, easy, and free.
You may recycle appliances or even cell phones.
We're open 6 days a week, and recycling is as easy as 1, 2, 3.
Contact our helpful staff at the Recycling Center or visit our website for more information.
Help us protect our planet, because tomorrow does matter.
Back underway here at Cumberland Valley. We are at 152 pounds now. Felix Belga of Cumberland Valley. If you've watched our telecast before, again, a name quite recognizable to most wrestling fans. Belga taking on Kyle Brobst at 152. Brobst from Big Spring.
Yep. Belga, someone who is a consistent staple at the state PIAA state tournament. I saw an early article about his disappointment of not finishing as high as he thinks he's capable of, and I know this year he's trying to redouble his efforts, stay in shape, and figure out ways to be able to be at his strongest when it means the most. So Felix Belga is a world of talent. Sometimes in close matches he shuts down a little bit. This year we're hopeful that, and I know he's hopeful, he's able to make a real run and finish in a position that's equivalent to his skill set and his ability.
And Belga with a 2-0 lead.
Right here, he's got an arm bar in. He's going to work this right around top. If he gets this tight, now you got to be careful working it from the other side. Trying to tighten it up a little bit more. Needs to capture that wrist. To have a post. Now he's pushing his head down. Needs to capture the wrist on the other side to post it up. Still searching for the wrist. You need a post. You can do it that way, but it's much more difficult. You really need that wrist to hang in there to post it. Now he's got the hammer lock in. Now that becomes tight if he can jump and get it in tight.
And we hit the end of the first period. Belga's going to take 2-0 lead at period number 2. Here's another quick look at the takedown.
Simple double leg. Continue to push right through.
We're starting this period in the neutral position.
Yep. Belga very good from all three positions. Particularly good from his feet. High crotch attempt.
Another takedown. So it's 4-0.
Cross wrist tilt. Earning 3 near fall. Now trying to scoop the arm, thread the needle. A little close to the out of bounds line, I suspect.
So he awards the 3 back points there, so it's now 7-0. Halfway through 152-pound match.
Now working the wrist, trying to spin out. Puts it across the back. Now trying to work the bar in again. He's got it. Still fishing for the wrist. Now he's going to spin it out the other way. He's got to be careful. And again, getting frustrated, he can't get that far wrist. When he does, you'll see him lock it up and it'll be quick. Now he's got it. Now he's going to try and pull him in. He couldn't keep the wrist. Again, he's got to do one of two things here. Either get that far wrist as a plant or throw a half from the far side. Opts to go out of both.
Good period for Felix Belg of Cumberland Valley at 152. He's now leading 7-0. Here's the near fall.
Cross wrist tilt, staple for Central Dolphin Wrestling. I mean, again, when we see CD this year, you'll be hearing that a lot.
Cross wrist.
Belga jumps over top, earning
Two more.
Quick 2.
So we're in the major decision range right now.
Yeah, I know Belga wants to finish this thing off with a pin. Now he's throwing double boots in, which are legs over the top, throwing a power half. He's going to slide out to the side. Now he's got it in. He's going to try to slip his chest back. If he gets it in, slip his chest back. Now he's got it tight. It should be over.
Here it is. Felix Belga. And George called it. 152, the winner of Cumberland Valley. One match to go. You're watching High School Sports Live on ABC 27, presented by PHFA.
Brenner is back on Paxton Street with Brenner Pre-Owned. Choose from over 300 quality pre-owned cars, trucks, SUVs, and minivans. We've got your next vehicle that's priced to fit your budget. At Brenner Pre-Owned, we have financing for every credit situation, plus 100% guaranteed credit. We'll get you driving today. Get to Brenner Pre-Owned, back on Paxton Street or anytime at BrennerPreowned.com. 24/7 at BrennerPreowned.com.
Here we go, our final match of the night. It's 160 pounds. Quentin Milligan of Cumberland Valley taking on Britton Shields of Big Spring.
Another matchup we're expecting to be a toss-up. Should be a competitive matchup here. First 2 points earned by Milligan.
So Cumberland Valley really putting the hammer down as far as the team score in this, taking the last 4 matches. They've stretched their lead now to 43-15.
Flailing around here a little bit. We got headlocks. Talking to the coaches before the match, I think we've got Britton Shields who throws headlocks from everywhere, so this could be exciting. Versus Quentin Milliken, a more technically sound wrestler from Cumberland Valley, but this could be an interesting match. A lot of funky stuff, headlocks, and don't take your eyes off the screen, folks. This could end interesting.
Milliken, only a sophomore, was one of the more impressive freshmen in the entire area last year. Picking up right where he left off.
This is one of those matches that's going to be wide open. I think you're going to see a lot of action here. Nice slide by, look underneath, finds himself in a position. Milliken now, cradle position. That's a really, really tight spot. Milliken now in a good position, plenty of time on the clock. Britton Shields doing a good job of fighting. Still that cradle's locked. He's going to scoop his leg, try to run it to his face. You're going to see he's going to walk his feet right to him. Again, Milligan trying to get his shoulders towards the mat. Trying to flatten out, unleash the hands, which he's been successful doing. Give him credit.
3 more points, so it's now 9-2. It's the highest scoring period we've had tonight.
Yep.
Serves 800 other food distribution centers and needs volunteers, donations, and those willing to participate and organize food drives. The Central PA Food Bank is building a team that understands the need and the importance of everyone doing their part, and Brad Peterson understands that student athletes, and especially cheerleaders, can be examples of goodwill to other students in the school.
We are so lucky to be a part of football, especially wearing the green and white while we do it, that we all have that responsibility to help others. And this is one in such way to really help others in a big way.
To join the team and get involved with the Central PA Food Bank, go to centralpafoodbank.org.